named access list. Now, these named access lists are much like standard and extended access list, but with names and the addition of line numbers. Now, there is a addition here which shows the line numbers also, and you can give name to identify your access list, and individual lines can be removed from the named access list, and all new entries are added to the bottom of the access list. A great feature of Cisco IOS is named access list, and Cisco router supports the name access list from iOS version 11.2. And in this list we can remove a single entry, we can remove the single statement, and we can add it into the end of the list. But this will make a problem. Now, from or after iOS version 12.2, we have option to remove the list in between. We can do resequence actually. We can do the resequence of the list. So when you create the standard list, if we create by the number, so it goes by the 1 to 99, and the extended range is 1300 to 1999. Then we have extended range for 100 to 199 and 2000 to 2699. But we can create the list by the names also, and named access list allows standard and extended ACLs to be given names instead of numbers. So instead of these numbers, we can mention the name for the list, and that means we can either have a standard name list, named access list, or extended name access list. And to create the named access list, we can use the following command in the global configuration mode, and that is IP access list. For creating the numbered access list, we use the command access list, and for named access list, we use a command IP access list. And then when we will, then after that we will mention where we want to create a standard list or extended list, and then we will mention the name of this access list. So for creating it, we have to go to the configuration mode, and we will start with the command IP access list. So let's see first how we can create the standard access list. So this is our design where we have this machine 10.1 and we have a server here 70.3. So we are going to use this machine as a source and this machine as a destination. Now for standard list, it will work same as the numbered list. So name list or the numbered list, they work same. That means whatever the numbered list do, the standard list do, if we create it by the name, it will do the same job. That means it will block the whole network, the whole protocols, whole services for that source, and we only mention the source address. Now, as the guideline says that standard list must be created near to the destination router and must be applied near to the destination interface. So in this case, this is the destination, and we will create the destination near router is this router 4. So we are going to create the list on this router, and we will apply the list on this interface, which is the nearest interface for the destination. Now we'll go to this router 4 for creating the list. And what I want here, I want to block this 10.1, and I also want to block the 30.1 from this 30 network, and from the 50 network I want to allow I want to block this 50.2. So from all these three networks I want to block one IP, and rest of the host I want to allow. So let's see how we can create this. So I'll go to this router now, command line. Now first I will check, do I have any list? So I don't have any list here, and I'm going to configure it. and when I try to check whether they can connect, so I will try to ping, and I will not try to access any other service, because when we create the standard list, it is going to block everything. It is going to block everything, and not only this server, it will block all the hosts from this network 70. So all the hosts from this network will not be allowed for this host. So it can access this 70.3. Now I will check from this machine. And this machine can also access this server 70.3. Okay. And this machine, it can also access, and I will check from here this machine. And this one can also access, and this machine. This one can also access. So as we see, all these machines can access this 70.3 server, and from this 50, let's check these machines also. It can also connect, and this 50.2. It can also connect the server. Now what I want here, that I want to block this N.1, and from this network I want to block this 30.1, and from this network I want to block this 50.2. So I want to block all these IPs, all these hosts, for accessing this server. And when we create the standard list, that means it is not only this server, they will not be allowed to access the whole network, because standard list do what? It will block everything. So it is going to block everything, and these machines which we block them, they will not able to access any of these machines from the 70s network. Now here other machines should be available to access, they should be accessing. So this 50, 30 and these other machines of 10 should access the network 70, and they should access the server 70.0.0.3. Now these are the source, these are the different source we have, but we want to create the standard list, so we will create the near to the destination, and the destination router which is near to the destination is router 4. So I'm going to create it here, and now I will create the access list, standard access list with the name. So I will go to the config mode here. Now for creating the numbered access list, we start the command with access list, and when we give the question mark, it says provide the number for standard or extended. But now I want to create named access list, so I will start the command with IP access list. And now when I give a question mark here, I can see it is now asking what type of list you want to create. You want to create extended list or you want to create standard list. So first we want to create standard list. So what we do, we will give the name standard. Now after mentioning the list type, that whether you want to create standard or extended, when we put the question mark here, now here it says either you can create by the number, still we can mention the number also, or we can mention the name. So we want to mention the name, so what here I will mention name. So this is my standard list, and I will mention the name for the list as a Sai1. Now after this you can press enter, and now when you press enter, now you will be into the sub mode of configuration, that is, it is saying ACL mode. This is a standard and network ACL. So now we are under the network ACL mode. Now from here we can assign, we can create the statements one by one. So whatever we want to do, we can create those statements one by one. Now when I give a question mark here, it says that what do you want to do? Do you want to do deny? You want to use default? Default, that means set a command to its default. That means the command will go back to the default states. Whatever command you want to give here. Now deny, you want to deny something, you want to exit from this mode, you want to remove these statements. So it allows us to remove a single statement or single command, which is not allowed in the numbered list, in an old type of list. So in this new named list, we can do remove a single statement. So we can permit also, and also we can do remark. We can only give comments. So we can add comments also. Now remember, when we created the standard list or extended list, the sequence was important. We have to make sure the sequence is right. Otherwise, it will not work properly. The sequence is important, so we have to make sure that maybe because we can have hundreds of entries in the single list, so those lists must be in same proper sequence. Otherwise, what happen? It will not work as we think it works. So basically, I will give deny entries first, then I will give permit entries. But sometime it will also not work properly if we try to change the sequence. Now I will do deny first. So I want to do deny first 10.1, then 30.2, 30.1, and then 50.2. So I will start the command from deny. I want to deny. Then it says which address you want to mention, source address. You can mention the address by directly giving the IP address, or you can mention the single host by using the keyword host, same as we do in normal numbered list. So we can mention single IP address by just giving the IP address and without wildcard mask, or we can mention by the host keyword. Let's say for example I want to deny the 10.1, so I can give this IP like this 10.1. When I give a question mark here, it says give me the wildcard, but still I can press enter here because it will work if I don't give the wildcard mask. Now if I don't give the wildcard mask, so remember the default wildcard mask is 0.0.0.0, and that is for the single host. So either I give a subnet mask or not wildcard, or not wildcard for the single host, it will act as a single host. But when we mention the network address, then we have to mention the wildcard properly. So we can mention the IP address directly like this, or we can mention the IP address by using the host keyword for the single host. So I want to deny also 30.2. I will make sure that 30.0.0.2 will be denied. Now when I give this IP, now it is not asking the wildcard mask. Why? Because I am mentioning it by using the host keyword. And when you use the host keyword, that means it is fixed that I am talking about the single host. And this is the same way we create the numbered list also. Now enter. Now I want to deny the 50.2 also. So deny host 50.0.0.2. Now after denying all those three, now I want to allow the rest of the network. Rest of the network from network 10, rest of the IPs and rest of the hosts from those networks, like from network 10, network 30 and network 50. So what I will do now, I will give a permit entry, and remember we have to give at least one permit entry, otherwise what happen, everyone will be denied by the implicit deny all. So we must have to provide the permit entry, because if we don't, then there is a default entry available and that says that deny all. It is implicit deny. So now I will permit, and I want to permit network 10. Now remember, whenever you are mentioning the network address, you have to provide the wildcard. And if you don't give a proper wildcard, it will take wildcard like this. This is the default wildcard. And this means what? It will try to permit this single host. It will think that I am telling about the single host. And this is not the single host. I want to mention the network. So it will never match. This entry will never match. And it will not allow 10. The whole network will be blocked, because at the end of the list we have implicit deny all. So what? Because it is network, this network is class A, so I will give the class A wildcard, and that is subnet mask for the class A is this default. So I will reverse it. Zeros will become 1 and ones will become 0, and that means 255 will become 0 and 0 will become 255. Now I allowed the network 10, then I will allow network 30, the whole network 30 again with wildcard, then permit 50 with the whole network with this wildcard. Now the list is created. Now I can go exit, and then we can check the list, show IP access list. Now here it is saying that we have created the standard list with the name Psi1, and these are the entries we have given. Now if you see here, there is a number here. This number is also very important for us. Now if you remember, when I gave a question mark here directly under the ACL mode, when I give the question mark, it says that you can change the entries and change the commands to the default state. You can use deny entry, you can use permit entry, you can exit from the mode, and also you can remove any entries from here. Now there is one more option here. It says the sequence number. It says the sequence number, that means we can use the sequence number also. We can start the command with the sequence number, but I did not start the command with the sequence number. I actually use this command directly. So what it do here, it automatically give me the sequence number for my each entry. It automatically gives the sequence to my each entry. Now what is the benefit of this sequence? I will tell you. First let's apply the list first. So for applying the list, what we will do, we will apply the list on the interface which is nearest to the destination. And which is the interface, because this is the destination, or we can say this is the whole network is the destination. So this interface is the nearest one. So on this interface we are going to assign, so apply the list, and this is fast Ethernet 0/0. So I will go to the router, and I will go to the config mode, and then interface fast Ethernet 0/0 Now IP access group. Now when you give question mark here, you see it says you can provide the number for the list if you created the list with the number, and also you can provide the name of the list if you created the named list. So we created the named list and this is the name of the list, Sai1. So I will mention that name here, Sai1. Now here again we have to mention we want to filter inbound traffic or outbound traffic, and for testing, for checking this, we have to see the design properly, that this is the source and this is the destination. So whenever the source tries to access this destination, their data will go from here, and in the router 4 it will in from this interface and it will out from this interface to go to this destination. So in this interface I am applying the list, so I will use out. I will use out command there. So what I will use here is out and enter. Now the list is applied. Now the list is applied and it will start filtering the traffic. So when we check show IP access list, so this is the list. Right now no match shows here because we have not tried anything. Now we will try to access. Now previously this machine was able to access this. Now we'll try to access again and let's see the list is working or not. So when I try to access 70.3, now it is getting the error. It is getting destination host unreachable. It is getting the reply destination host unreachable. And who is giving the reply? The reply is coming from this IP, and this is the IP of router 4. So router 4 is filtering the traffic and it is denying this machine to access this network and access this destination host. But we have allowed the whole 10 network. That means these two machines in the from the 10 network they can access. So I will try it from here, from this source. So previously it was accessing and right now it is also accessing because we allowed the whole 10 network and we only denied this 10.0.0.1. Now again from this network 30 we have denied this 30.1. So this machine should not be able to ping. So let's check. It was pinging previously and now it is also pinging. Okay, I have denied what? 30.2. So 30.1 can ping because we allowed the whole 30 network and I have denied this 30.2. So this was also pinging last time. Now when I try it again, it says destination host unreachable and the error is coming from this server, this router. So we denied this 30.2. And also we blocked this 50.2, actually 50.2, but we allowed the whole 50 network. So when we check, when we try it from this 50.2 host, previously it was pinging. Now it is getting destination host unreachable because it is now not allowed. This error is coming from the router. But the other host from the same network can go and they are allowed because we allowed the whole network. Only we denied the 50.2. So this other machine 50.1 can do ping this. So this is how we create and apply the simple standard list. But this is what the named list. We created the list with the name. And what the list do the same job like the numbered list. We created almost with the same command. we created almost with the same command. It works like a same, and it filters like a same, and we have applied it also with the same way. Just instead of the number here, we gave the name here. Now what is the benefit of these sequence numbers, and what is the benefit of creating the named list? Now under the named list, we have an option to remove a single statement. Now these sequence numbers was not there previously. If we go previous than in the older iOS version, older than 12.2, these named list was available since the 11.2 iOS version. But if we go older than 12.2, then you will not see this sequence here. But still you can remove the single entries. But when you remove the single entries, there was a small problem there. And then after the 12.2 version of iOS, they have included these sequence numbers also, so that we can resequence all these things, all these statements. Now what is the problem and how we can remove it? Let me show you this first. Now let's say for the example here, we have denied this 30.1 network, 30.2 actually. We have denied this 30.2 to access this server and the whole network, but we allowed the whole other 30 network. Now the requirement comes. Now see, it was denied here. This 30.2 we have denied, and when it tries to connect, it sees the destination host unreachable error. But we allowed the other network, other IPs from the network. That means this 30.1 can do communication. And when we check this, it is pinging. Now suppose we have a requirement and our requirement is changed, and now we have to resequence and rechange the policy. Now the policy says, new policy says, we don't have to deny this 30.2, we have to deny this 30.1. So we don't want to deny 30.2, we want to deny 30.1. Now we have to apply the policy in our list. Now if we have a list created with the numbered list, so there is no option, we cannot remove a single entry. Then what we do in old days, before 11.2 version, we remove the whole list and recreate the list. Now if in a single list, if we have a more than 50 or 100 entries, then it is very difficult to create and remove and create again. So at that time, what those administrators do, they create the list on the notepad. Basically they do what? They create the list on the notepad first, and they save the notepad as the list, and whenever they want to apply the list, they copy it from the notepad and paste it on the terminal. And when they want to resequence it, so then what? They resequence it on the notepad and remove the list from the router, and then resequence it on the notepad, and then again copy paste. So they do that by using the notepad and copy paste. But now after 11.2, now we have a named list, and where we can remove a single entry. So if we want to remove this from the list, like we want to remove this, we want to remove 30.2 as a deny, and we want to permit it. So what? We will remove the entry which says denied 30.2. So this 30.2 will be permitted, and we will add new entry for this 30.1 to allow. Now we have 11.2 iOS version. So if we have 11.2 iOS version, more than that, then what we can do, we can remove a single entry and then we can add the new entry also. But the problem was, we can add the new entry, but the entry goes into bottom of the list. Now in this case, it can be a problem. Let me show you that. So I'll go to the router here, and this is our list, and it is already working, it is already applied. Now I want to change the list sequence. I want to remove this entry which is saying deny 30.2, and I have to add the new entry for 30.1 to deny. Now see what happens here. I will go to first config mode and I will go again IP access list, and then I will mention the name of the access list. Now when I press enter, first we have to mention the list type, and now we are under the ACL mode. Now here I can remove single entry. So let's say I want to remove this entry. So what I will do here, I will say no deny 30.0.0.2, and do I have to give the wildcard mask? No. Or let's say I will use this as a host keyword. So I want to remove this entry, deny host 30.2. This is the entry, and now it is removed. And now when you check the list, do show IP access list. Now you see the list says there is no entry for 30.2. Now when you remove the entry for the 30.2, then that 30.2 will be permitted by this entry. It says permit 30.0.0. the whole network. So let's check now. First let's check, the list is already applied, so it will start working. So this was denied first, and now I want to allow it, and I have removed the entry for that. So when I check it on the command prompt, so previously it was saying destination host unreachable. Now when I try to ping, now I'm start getting the reply. So now my first requirement is done. I have permitted this 30.2 host. Now I have to deny 30.1. Now again I will go to the router, and still I'm under the same ACL mode, and now I will add the new entry and saying deny host 30.0.0.1. So now I said deny this host now, and when we check the entry, now it is added here that it wants to deny 30.1. Now let's check how it is working. Is it working or not? So I will go to this host now, and it should be denied now. Should be denied, that means it should not able to access it. Now when you check, it is still pinging, and this is the problem. This is the problem. We have added the entry to deny the host, but it is still not denying it. And this is the problem we have in the version of 11.2. That is when we have available the named list, where we can remove the single entry and add new entries. But the problem is when you remove the entry, it will remove it, but when you re-add the entry, it will add it at the bottom. So when you remove it, it removes from wherever it is, but when you add the entry, it added into the bottom of the list. Now bottom of the list means what? Our permit entry is over that deny entry. That means whenever any network 30 host comes and router checks the list, so it will not match in this, it will not match in this, it will not match in this, but it will match here that it is network 30 and it says permit. So it will permit the whole network, but it will not check this entry here. Remember, it will not check the other entry if the entry matches. So whenever the entry matches, it will not check the other entries for the filtering. It will just apply that whatever it says, permit or deny. So what is happening here? The entry which we removed, it was here. As you can see the sequence number, the entry was on this number 20, and when we remove it, so you see the network 20 is now, the number 20 is now not available, we removed it. But when we added the new entry, it was added the bottom of the list. And when the 30.1 comes, it will match here and it will be permitted. And that is why it is not denying here. So we got the option to remove entry and add new entries, but we have a problem that we can add only at the bottom of the list. Now, after 12.2 version of iOS, we have these sequence numbers. Now, what is the benefit of this sequence number? That you can create the list by the sequence number, and when you remove one entry, then you can re-enter the entry on that same position by using this sequence number. So the entry was on number 20. So when I removed it, it was empty here now. Network the sequence 20 is not there. So I can recreate the entry on that same position. And when we don't give the sequence number, when we create the list without any sequence number, so by default it gives the sequence number like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It leaves 9 numbers in between all each entries. That means I can put 9 entries before this statement. I can put 9 entries before this statement. So anytime when you feel like it is not working properly, then you can re-enter the new entry in between any of these entries. Now what I want to do here to make it properly work, I just don't want to apply it here at the bottom, this entry. I want to apply the entry before this entry, so that it will deny first and then permit the whole network. So it is better to add that entry on that number 20 where it was there, it was saying deny 30.2, and that we can do here. We can do it in this new iOS version. So what I will do here, I will remove this entry again which I have added, which is not working. So I will say no, deny host 30.0.0.1. Now when you check the list, so now that entry is not there. Now wherever I want to put the entry, I just want to put the entry before this, so that first it will deny and then permit the network 30. So I will give what? First sequence number. So I will start my statement by the sequence number. So I will put here, after 10 I will put 20. So I will give the sequence number first. Then I will say deny host 30.1. And now when you check the list, you can see the entry is in now number 20, sequence number 20, and it will be applied before this permit entry. So first 30.1 will be denied and then 30 network will be permitted, and now the list will work properly. So this is the benefit of named list. First, when it was 11.2 iOS, the benefit was to remove, we can remove one entry and we can add new entries, but the benefit is limited to adding the entry at the bottom. We can only add the entry at the bottom, and that will make a problem like this what we have seen here. Now after iOS version 12.2, we have a number, we have a sequence number for each entries. So we can create an entry wherever we want. By default it uses the sequence number 10, 20, 30, 50, 40, 50, 60, so that we can put any entry, anytime, any entry in between these entries. And even when you remove any entry, you can resequence that entry on that position. Now the list will work properly. So now we deny 30.1 and it will be denied. And now it is denied. So 30.1 will be denied, and then this other host of the same network will be allowed. So now it is allowed and only 30.1 is denied. So this is the named access list, and this is what the standard named access list. And for the named access list, this is the benefit we have. We have option to remove a single entry and we can add new entries. And after 12.2 version of iOS, we have a new benefit, like we can have a sequence number and we can remove entries from the specific position, and we can add any entries into the specific position, a specific sequence number. After creating the whole list, still we have remaining numbers where we can add new entries, because the sequence is very important. So now that was a standard access list. Now we will create extended access list. Now the extended access list also work the same. It will be configured as the same as what we have configured in the numbered list. Only the difference is the way we create. We create it with the name, and we create it by going into the ACL mode. And also here we can create with the sequence, so that we can remove one entry from a specific sequence and we can add the new entries. Same as the standard, we can create the extended also, and let's see how we can create that one also. Now before applying the extended list, I will remove this standard list from here. And for removing it, what we do, for removing the single entry, we put the no command before the single entry in the mode, ACL mode. And if we want to remove the whole list, then first we will go to the interface, fast Ethernet 0/0, and then we will say no IP access group and the name of the list and whatever it is, out or in, and then we remove the list. Now for removing the whole list, directly we will give no IP access list standard and then name of the list, and it will remove the whole list directly without. So we can remove the single entries also, and if you want to remove the whole list, then we can just give the command no IP access list standard and name of the list. Now we don't have any list. And one more thing, when we give command show, we can give show access list command also. It will show all the lists. All the lists, that means what? Sometimes our router supports basically IP protocol, IPX, AppleTalk also. So if we want to see all the lists related to IPX which we created in IPX, AppleTalk or other, so you want to see all the list, then you will give command show access lists. Now if you want to see only the list related to IP protocol, then you will give IP access list. So it shows only the protocol IP access list, protocol IP access list of the protocol IP. Now we have actually created the list only for the IP, so we give command show IP access list. Now I remove the list from here. Now I will create the list, extended list. Now the extended list also works same as the numbered list, only the difference is what we created with the name, and the difference is that we created under the mode, ACL mode, so that we can remove a single entry, and also we have a benefit of sequence number here, just like we saw in standard. So I will create the access list, extended access list, named access list, and I will deny these hosts for these protocols, because in extended list we can define the host, we can define the source, destination and protocol. So this is the server we have, and it is having these services. It is having the HTTP web service, it is having the DNS service running, and it is also having FTP service running. So we will try to log these services for these particular hosts. So these particular hosts are the source for us, and this 70.3 server is the destination for us. Now extended list, when we create and apply, then we should create it near to the source and apply near to the source, nearest port on the to the source. So these are the source we have. So nearest router of the source is this router 1. So we'll create the list here, and to apply the list, the nearest interface is this interface to the source. So we will apply on this fast ethernet 0/0 here. So let's create the list here. So we'll go to the router 1 here. Show IP access list. So we don't have any list here. So I will create a new list. I will go to the config mode. For creating numbered list, we give command access list and number, and for creating named list, we give command IP access list and the name extended. This time extended, and then you will mention the name. So I will mention name as a site 2, and then you can press enter. And now we are under the extended list mode, and the name is site 2. Okay, now when I give question mark, again you will see the same thing. You can create the list by using the sequence number, and if we don't give the sequence number, it will go by the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 like this, it allowing us to add new entries in between. Or we can create the sequence from 1, 2, 3 also. Or we can use deny and permit entries, and we can remove entries by using no command, and we can exit from the mode. So first I will add deny entries, then I will add the permit entries. So first I want to deny this host for FTP. So I will use deny. Then again it says, because it is extended, it is asking which protocol. So FTP uses TCP, so I will use TCP here. Then it says which is the source address. So the source address is, again I will use the host keyword, so that I am talking about single host. So the host address is 10.0.0.1. Now when you give question mark, it says mention the destination address or mention the protocol port number for the source. So I don't have to mention the port for the source, so I will mention what? Host destination. Destination is 70.3. Now after that, when you give question mark, it asks you to provide the port number based on equal to, greater than, less than, not equal to, or range. So I want to block FTP, so I will say equal to port number 21 for FTP. So I will mention port number 21 here. So for 10.1 I am denying FTP here. Then second, for this I want to deny HTTP. So deny. Now HTTP also uses TCP. Source is 10.2. Then the destination is 70.3. Then port number is equal to, for HTTP it is 80. Then I want to deny DNS for this 10.3. So I will use deny. Now DNS request uses UDP. So I will use UDP here for the source 10.3, and the destination same server, and the port number is 53 for the DNS. DNS uses port number 53. Now for allowing others. Now who is others here? Because the whole network is 10, so I can allow the whole network 10, and for every protocol. So what I will do here, I will say permit. Now it says whether you want to give TCP or UDP. Now remember, if you mention TCP, then only TCP will be permit. If you mention UDP, only UDP will be permit. So you will mention IP, and IP means all. Now for source, I will say okay, any source, that means only we have network 10 here, no other network is coming from here. And for destination, I will mention any, so they can go anywhere, not only this 70.3, they can go 30, 50 and any other IP. And port number we don't have to mention because we have mentioned the IP here. So I will add enter directly. That means I have allowed, permitted for all TCP, UDP, ICMP and all to any source to any destination. Okay, so the list is created. We can check show IP access list, and this is the list. But the list is not applied. If the list is not applied, still it will work. That means this machine can access FTP. It can go to the command prompt and it can still access FTP server. You can see it is accessing FTP server, and it can still resolve the name. And also website is still also working. So everything is working for this machine. And if we check this machine, so this machine can also resolve the name. It can also resolve the name. It is getting the answer, and it can also access FTP server. It can also access, then it can also access the website. And this also it can also use DNS. It can also use FTP server, and it can also access web server. Now, because we have not applied the list, so now we will apply the list, and apply the list we will apply on this interface which is near to this source. So we will go to router again, and we will go to config mode and the interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Again, the command to apply the list is the same command, IP access group, and then you mention the name of the list. The name of the list is Site2 here, so I will give Site2. Now here we have to mention inbound or outbound, so that we can check here. Now whenever these clients, these hosts try to go outside this network, then they have to go from the same interface, and all the traffic from these hosts will enter the router from this interface. That means they will inbound, the traffic will be inbound. So the apply, when we apply it, so we will apply the filter on inbound traffic. So you have to be careful that what is the inbound traffic and what is the outbound traffic, and always you have to check the design for it. You have to check where is the source, where is the destination, and where the packet, how the packet is traveling from source to destination. Only then you can understand that which interface is having inbound traffic and which interface is having the outbound traffic. Now the list is applied. Now the list will start impacting, and it will start blocking or filtering the traffic whenever the traffic comes inbound through that interface. So let's check now. So previously these clients were able to access everything. Now let's check. It can access the website. it can access because we blocked FTP for it. So it can access DNS. So I will use NS lookup, and it can access the DNS also, but it should not access the FTP. Now it will try to access FTP, and it is not able to access the FTP. It is actually sending the request, and then it says the timeout because the router is not allowing the traffic to go from this interface. So we block FTP for this machine, then we block HTTP for this machine. So when you go here in this machine, and when we check, can it resolve the name? So it can resolve the name, it can use the DNS. Can it use the FTP? Yes, it can use the FTP because we denied only HTTP. We denied the web server. So when it tried to access the web server, it is not getting any reply. It will get timeout. It says request timeout. Then for this machine we denied the DNS, but other things will work. That means it can access the web server. It's getting the server, and also it can access the FTP server. It can access, but it cannot use the DNS. It cannot use NS lookup to resolve the name. So when it uses this, it is not getting the reply, and it will get the timeout error. So the list is working, it is doing the filtering, and we are getting the timeout, but it is still trying to search because it is UDP, so it will keep searching it. So we did what? We denied this. Let's check the again, and we see the match packets. So first it denies 24 packets for this host to access the FTP. The rest is allowed. Then for this host, for accessing the website, we have denied, and the 12 packets have been denied. And for the DNS, these 2 packets are denied for this host. Rest of the packets are allowed. So these permit packets are 22. And again we can see the sequence. We can remove single entry, and we can resequence these entries by using these sequence numbers, or even we can use the sequence command. So this is how we have configured the extended name list, and this is the same way we can configure the list like the standard. And what the benefit we have here with the named list, that we can remove a single entry, we can do resequencing, and we can use the sequence number to do the resequencing. And this is what we have: extended list, named extended list, standard access named list.